Magic the Gathering.
Magic, 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 I'm so magic.
Gathering magic.
Spend a lot of money on cards.
Playing cool cards with my friends.
Play it all so magic.
We're all winners in the end.
Hello and welcome to Wild Dogs Podcast, a show inspired mostly by our love for the game known as Magic the Gathering. I'm your host, Leland. With me here today is our other co-host, Luke.
Hey, everyone.
And thank you for stopping by and listening to us ramble about all things magic. Little housekeeping. Wild Dogs updates. Do we have any... What are some personal updates for us here, Luke? I think you've got kind of a big one.
I got a big one. I do. It's been a wild month. This is why you guys probably haven't seen us and haven't heard from us in a little bit. It's because things have been a little crazy. I moved into a new apartment, got a new job, and got engaged. So,
yay! Congrats, Luke.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. It's been kind of a wild summer.
It's been a wet and wild summer,
for you,
as they say.
Yeah. And honestly, it all really ramped up for you. Really towards the end of it, like right in August.
Yep. End of August, early September. It's just been like back to back to back. New job, got a new apartment, got engaged. Like all the hits, all back to back. But you know, I'm feeling super blessed, feeling super lucky. Also, she listens to the show pretty regularly, so shout outs to her. She knows who she is.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say her name. I'm not gonna dox her on the internet. Okay, so
all
she
right.
knows who she is.
Well, we're gonna have to have her on as a guest
eventually.
So
yeah, eventually we'll have a wife's episode.
That'd be
we'll
so
ask
much
them
fun,
what
actually.
they think.
That'd be amazing.
Because actually we had brunch today, and
Nice. Where'd you go?
we went
First of all.
to Hollander House. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We had people in the group that like wanted lunch food, and we had people that wanted like breakfast. So
Hollander's a good one. Did you
Hollander's
go to the
good.
one on Downer?
One on Downer. Yeah.
Nice.
One on Downer.
The home court. The home
court.
Hollander.
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of mad. Okay, this is a little side tangent for people from the Milwaukee areas. So all the outer suburbs are getting all the things in the city, and that kind of bothers me. So like you can now like go to Hollander House in Mequon, and there's like parking, and it's like nice and like and it's like bigger. There's more room, so you don't have to wait. I'm like, what is this? You guys didn't have to earn this. I've been slumming it in the city for years, and now you guys just get it.
Downer's
No one's
nice
fine.
and quaint.
No one's fine.
But Benelux downtown is crazy because it's third ward parking. Always,
Good luck.
yeah,
You will fist fight somebody for a spot.
always a bad time parking in the third ward.
Also, last time I was there, someone put a shoe on like the hood of my car.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what this is. I took a stick, like hit it off, and then just pretended like it never happened.
All right, that's sounds
That's
like
some
Milwaukee.
degenerate Milwaukee shit.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Milwaukee stuff right there. But well, congrats, Luke. You're lots of big things.
Thank you.
Going on for you, and
Feeling very blessed. So thank you.
all good stuff.
Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, so all right. Yeah. Engaged, whatever. Okay, what's going on in your life?
Well, I'm having a kid in a couple months here.
Yeah, you are.
So,
you are.
Just
Let's go.
Been preparing for that.
Also, for our listeners, I'm currently sitting in the like child rocking chair that Leland will be rocking his child.
Right. So you might hear some creaky floorboards on occasion.
Yeah.
Not to Luke's fault. I usually when he comes over, for context, our recording studio / my office has been half converted into nursery.
Yeah.
So that's
There's a distinct line down the center of the room of like, what's the office? What's the baby room?
This is the first episode in the new converted
Yeah.
nursery recording space. So yeah, usually I bring in like a chair for Luke to sit in. I was like, hey, we've got this nice new comfy, cozy rocker. And Luke's giving it a test run. How's it feel?
It's so comfortable, guys. I'm like sitting forward and straight up because like I'm going to fall asleep in this chair if I don't. It's so comfortable.
Well, it's
I
good
want
to
a rocking
know.
chair now.
Good to know because chances are I'm going to be spending many a night rocking
Yeah, you
my
will.
child to sleep in that chair. So yeah, so our recording space is a little different these days, but still gets the job done.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, we might need to make some adjustments here once the kid arrives.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure
We'll
it
figure
out.
something
We'll
out. I'm
figure it
sure.
out.
But
Yeah.
so both of us have been busy,
Been a
life
little
stuff.
busy.
So, but we're glad to be back on the saddle again
Yep.
with Wild Dogs. So
Yep. Lots of blessings in both of our lives, and we're just excited to get back to it. We got some stuff to talk about because Magic is doing some shenanigans.
it's doing some shenanigans for sure. And we've got a lot of fun episodes coming up here. We've got some.
We do have some
plans.
stuff cooking, by the way.
We kind of got a big one on the horizon that we're hoping to have out before the end of the year. No spoilers, but it's going to be potentially our biggest episode yet, I think.
I definitely, in my opinion, definitely.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a couple episodes in between, but be on the lookout for something kind of big at the end of the year. That's all I'll say.
Also, I'm just putting this out there. I haven't told Leland this yet, but I do think that this will be the beginning, in that I think we will have bigger long-term projects like this one, cooking, and then, in between our other episodes. So, maybe once a quarter we'll have like a big blowout episode like this one that's coming up.
Yeah, I like that idea because it allows us to kind of really sit and like contemplate, and in this case, literally do research and build out databases and do a lot of the grunt work. Like we're kind of going all in with this idea that hopefully everyone benefits from. We're kind of doing
Code
this.
was written for this upcoming episode.
Yeah.
We'll just put it that way, okay?
Yeah, we're putting in the work over here.
Listen,
let's be honest.
Yeah, we're using our college degrees. It's the whole thing.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm eager to work on some, I guess, more serious episodes like that with you.
Yeah,
I like the
definitely.
idea of potentially quarterly kind of big episodes, but also just getting on the saddle again with these more, I don't know, not more short form, but just more conversational, more casual, I guess, episodes like this. Because like you said, we really haven't had time for a variety of reasons this summer. But now that it's fall, we're kind of settling in here.
It's fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all. So hopefully we can get back into the swing of things. But that being said, let's dive into a little bit of news from the source. Some Wizards of the Coast news.
Yeah.
This weekend was Duskmourn pre-release. So Duskmourn is officially out in the wild. And I don't think either of us really care.
I could care less about this set. I'll be honest with you guys. It's no part of this is appealing to me whatsoever. I think 80s horror, like the whole, I don't know, like what do they call that? Like the whole Stranger Things craze is over. Nobody cares. I feel like if the set came out 5 years ago, people would be more excited. But it just kind of looks lame to me. None of the mechanics seem very cool. We had Disguise earlier this year, and then now we have this other Manifest Dread thing, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So we've got
it's like the same thing.
2024 is like trying to make Morph happen again, and it's
not happening,
come on,
guys.
people. It's been fun. I think like for limited, I haven't really tested the limited environment for Duskmourn yet, but it was fun for Murders of Karlov Manor. I thought Disguise was at the very least interesting. They had some cool detective cards and other, I'm trying to think. There's this goblin one where you flip it and you get to draw 3 cards or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
There are a couple like cool cards that are still kind of making waves in standard ? But
Maybe.
Yeah, Disguise was, I don't know, definitely more for the limited environment, which right now my impressions are that Manifest Dread is also potentially more for limited. I do think it's a much stronger effect than Disguise, I will say, because you get to effectively scry 2 and then choose to put one on board. In that sense, it's better than Disguise because it grants you like pseudo card advantage there. It allows you to like, I don't know, be somewhat more selective with this Manifest Dread option. It's almost like Surveil plus a Morph, if that makes sense. It's it's an intriguing, I don't know, mechanic to say the least. So we'll have to see. Maybe there are a couple cards. I know the Aberrant Oculus, this card is kind of, people are looking at it as a pseudo Murktide Regent.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Obviously not as strong, but still kind of interesting. So yeah, there's
Meat
potential.
Hook was that Meat Hook Massacre 2?
Yeah, which I don't know. Right now it says on according to TCG, it's like a $20 card. This, in my brain, is not a $20 card.
It's just the name.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still a powerful effect. I don't think it's as good as the original Meat Hook Massacre, but hey, it's something, I guess.
It's
I don't
cool.
know. It's kind of cool.
Hey, remember that thing we did a couple years ago? It's back. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, no. I mean, this set screams to me like, what was it, like 2 years ago? The last season of Stranger Things came out, like 2-3 years ago, and then like the boomers who run Wizards of the Coast are like, guys, let's do a set based on Stranger Things. It's just gonna be all the '80s horror stuff that the kids love. Let's just do that. And then like the kids are actually seeing this and they're like, no, that's actually really cringy, and we don't really, we don't care. We don't care about 80s stuff because we weren't around then. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's definitely an
Poltergeist
audience.
TV.
Yeah, cursed recording. Obviously, this is an allusion to The Ring. Like, I do like the callbacks to some of the stuff. It's just not. It just doesn't scream Magic the Gathering to me. Like this, I don't know. Like, I'm not really trying to.
The cheerleader card. I'm good.
Yeah, come back wrong. I don't know. There's just.
Oh, we got a pair of Dookies in a Magic the Gathering card. Is that what that is?
A pair of what?
A pair of Dookies. Got some Air Force Ones.
Anyways.
We'll cut that out. We'll remove that from the episode.
Yeah, I don't know. Reluctant role model. I don't know who this man's is, but I don't know. I don't want him in my Magic decks. Winter, whatever that one
Winter
guy was,
looks
a little bit sus.
okay. I will say though, the only good thing that out of this set that I'm excited for, a new worm dropped. Only thing I'm excited about.
Oh yeah, the new worm.
Yeah, we got a new worm, baby. It's called a balustrade worm, and it looks cool. It's got like a staircase on its back. Oh, that's a cool printing of that. Okay,
Yeah, the alternate
it's kind
art.
of fun. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
Can't be countered. 5/5 for 5. It's got trample and haste.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. That's definitely going in my worm deck.
Yeah, seems like a solid worm to me.
Yup.
Yeah, the alternate art is psychedelic. I dig it.
Oh, I know where that's coming from. Jodorowsky's Dune. That's what all the ships look like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited. That's the only thing I'm excited about.
Yeah, there are a couple cards that stand out. Obviously, the new set of dual lands are extremely powerful. I mean, they're effectively just you can kind of look at them as either they aren't even a turn 1 tap land because they just they will tap for a color. They come in untap no matter what. But it's like a turn 2 dual. It's like, for example, Flood Farm Verge. Turn 1 is a Plains. Turn 2 is a Tundra. You know what I mean? So like these are kind of cracked.
Pretty good.
I think they're very good for fixing because they get the ball rolling turn 1 and then turn 2 they fix your mana organically more often than not. So I think the dual lands are probably literally the one thing from the set that I think I personally care about. I again, all the power to people who dig this vibe. I just don't. Another card from the Commander set is called, where is it? Metamorphosis Fanatic. Let's see here. Here he is.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is going to be insane in the right deck in Legacy. Potentially like Grixis Reanimator. This is obviously a Reanimator card. I think right now we're kind of looking at a format that's stepping away a little bit from Reanimator because of the grief band, namely. But this card just rules. Obviously, you need to run. You can't do the original Rakdos Reanimator. You kind of have to splash blue because you need to ensure that you miracle this card, which is why I might be a little bit lower on it because if this ends up in your hand, it's kind of dead a little bit. But if you can, brainstorm this to the top of your deck, draw into it miracle. I mean, it not only is it just at a better rate, or it's same rate as Animate Dead, with no downside, and it's also attached to a 4/4 body with lifelink.
Yeah.
Like it's an Animate Dead that gives you a 4/4 with lifelink and puts a lifelink counter on the thing that you reanimate. Like that's
pretty good.
busted.
That's pretty good.
However, you're never casting this for 6 mana. And like I said, if this ends up in your hand, it's just a dead card. So you have to play around with it a little bit to make this thing work. The nice thing about this, though, is it's also a target for reanimation.
Yeah.
So that's why it's in Grixis. I think Faithless Eluding might see... Obviously, that still sees play, I think, in the traditional deck, but I think it's going to become a staple again in the Grixis because you can, for sure, if this ends up in your hand, well, you just Faithless Loot this into your graveyard and then target with your reanimate. And then when this hits the battlefield, not only do you get the 4/4 with lifelink, but you also get your Gristlebrand.
Yeah.
Or your Archon of Cruelty with a lifelink counter, or your
Not bad.
Atraxa. Yeah, I think this card's just really fun. It's really interesting. So, Grixis Reanimator, I think, is going to be the thing, and I might have to completely reevaluate my Reanimator deck because of this card.
Wow.
Just because it's fun. Because I'm running true Rakdos. I'm not running any blue, but I think introducing blue could be interesting. Also grants me access to Psychic Frog. Obviously, run stuff like Brainstorm, Ponder, and Force of Will. So
yeah,
this is a really intriguing card that might completely reshape my Reanimator Legacy deck.
Dang. Okay. Also, it's a miracle. I love the border.
Yeah, Miracle cards just look cool because of the border, but yeah, obviously the Miracle is the thing we've been talking about. If you can't Miracle this card, it's not great.
Yeah, it's no good.
So, but again, that being said, just get it into your bin, reanimate this, and your basically your Gristlebrand comes in with another 4/4 body with lifelink. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just think this is kind of a neat little addition to Reanimator potentially. So we'll see.
Also, speaking of Archon of Cruelty, they did a reprint of Archon of Cruelty in the new set, and the art looks kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was looking at that. It's pretty cool looking. I mean, I think this looks awesome.
It's got like the like the hands below. I don't know. It looks pretty cool.
Again, calling back to the 80s horror type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Movie poster. Looks cool. I dig it.
Kind of fun. I bet I have to get a collector's pack, though, to get this.
You do. And
Yep.
I'm just now seeing that the power toughness is like in the name of the card.
Don't you love that?
I don't.
You don't.
In
like
fact, that
Okay.
ruins this art for me entirely. Like, why? It should be down. It should be down here.
Nope. You're going to take and like where it's placed.
No.
Because Wizard said so.
This card is dead to me. Anyways, but yeah, they've got this cool new Exhume art, which I'm stoked about.
Yeah.
Although unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that that Metamorphosis fanatic is gonna probably take this Exhume spot. I don't know. It might be partially the Exhume slot as well as filling the hole of Grief, probably a little bit. I might take out 2 Exhumes, or I don't even know how many Exhumes I'm running main deck, but obviously the 4. Right now I'm running Trolls of Khazad-dûm as my Grief replacement, which is fine, but I think I might split that between Metamorphosis Fanatic as well. And maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll take out a couple Trolls, a couple Exhumes. We'll see. Gotta play around with it.
Yeah, play around with it. The world's your oyster.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, yeah, not too crazy about Duskmourn, but yeah, let us know. Let us know what you guys think, because I can see this set kind of hitting with horror fans. So
With horror fans.
Yep.
Everybody else, they're just kind of like, all right, I guess we'll wait a couple months. I'll play what I already have.
Right. Yeah, last thing before we jump into today's main topic is Mystery Booster 2 is here.
Yeah, speaking of a set we like, let's hear about it.
I got my Festival in a Box. Just came on, I think, Friday. It's funny. I was down at the warehouse with my wife, helping down there, and I got the notification that Festival in the Box was sitting on my porch.
That's scary.
And I was like, I've got to wait another 4 hours before I get home.
Yeah.
I was just sitting on my porch in Milwaukee, where, let's
What
be
could
honest,
go wrong?
Wild West.
Remember,
a little
shoes are left on your car. That's the type of place we
So,
live.
so I texted Luke. I was like, Luke, I don't know what you're doing, but
Yeah.
can you go do this? But he was,
How's that work?
he was at work, but it worked out. It was
No
still
one
there.
stole it.
No one stole it. It's fine. But yeah, Festival in the Box, incredible. Definitely
Best
worth.
set?
I think it's the best like premium product, I guess you could call it, that
Okay.
we've seen. Period. The price of entry was like $250, which some people were complaining about a little bit, but
That is a little steep.
if you look at the value, and I broke down the value, I'm going to pull it up because I think it's worth pulling up here. Okay, yeah, I broke it down after I ordered it because I saw there's a huge kind of discussion online, Twitter namely. Twitter is always a hellscape
Always really
for
great.
everything. But people were complaining about the $250 price tag, and I broke it down, and it's not $250 just for the Mystery Booster 2 booster box, which is obviously the biggest draw here.
Yeah.
It's $250 for, yes, the booster box, but also $130 worth of collector boosters, roughly $70 in promos, and a secret lair, which on average are about $30, right?
Yeah.
Retail. So breaking that all down, just from the collector boosters, promos, and secret lair alone, you're sitting at around like almost $230 worth of product before you even hit the box. And like, let's say you sell them you can just like sell all this stuff, right? Like online at your LGS, what have you. Let's say you get like 70% TCG or something like that, 70, 80% TCG. Let's just make an estimate here. You can still sell all the stuff for about, I don't know, $180. Let's
Yeah.
just say this is like a $70, $80 booster box. It's the cheapest booster box of the year.
Not bad.
And it's also the most sought after booster box of the year. So regardless of all the other stuff, if you don't care about any of the other stuff that comes with it, it's still, when you break down all the other stuff you get, if you get rid of it, you sell it, this is an $80 booster box for the most sought after pack opening experience of the year.
So what you're telling me is that if I don't buy this, I'm losing money?
Basically, yeah. I don't know. And I of course I opened everything, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like I knew I was
That was open within a half an hour of getting home from work that day.
100%. And I actually, we'll see. I might upload it to our YouTube, but I filmed the whole thing. Filmed the
you
whole
did?
opening, yeah.
Okay.
So I might be working on that this week. Might get that up on our YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
if you're interested in seeing the cards I pulled, which I'm actually really stoked on everything I got between the white border cards, the future sight border, pulled just a ton of awesome cards that are going into a bunch of my different decks, from Legacy to Pauper to obviously EDH. Got a ton of stuff for my
Also, you got all the cool artwork too from like the future site and like all
Exactly.
the white borders.
Exactly. And and if obviously beyond just the value prospect, it's just fun to own these kind of special, unique treatments. You know what I mean? Like you can't get these anywhere else, and I don't know. It's just kind of a special. It's a very special product, I think.
Yeah.
If you get the chance to even just open like 1 or 2 packs, it's worth it. Like you feel like the $200 price tag or whatever is too much, like just grab a pack. I think right now they're probably around like $15. Seems like a lot, but it's just fun. It's just fun to open, and yeah, if you can get the chance to draft this, it's gonna be out of this world fun. So
Oh yeah. Also, guys, you could get a white border Urza Saga.
yeah,
That's possible.
yep, it's possible. I mean, just to share a couple of my I guess big hits, I got a Thassa's Oracle. I got a Cobble Coffers. But yeah, I don't know. Long-winded point here is that Mystery Booster 2, awesome. Festival in a Box, awesome. Yeah, just had a really, really fun time opening all these cool, funky, borders and art treatments for these cards that are, for the most part, super playable. So
I'm probably gonna buy the future sight counterspell.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I got the Stark Ritual here. Pretty stoked on that.
Man, I kind of want to buy this now. You've convinced
I
me.
mean, I would recommend, even if you don't want to drop, buy the whole thing, like for sure pick up like a pack or two, just for the experience of opening it, and then buy the singles. And if you're going to buy singles, buy them like right now, because
before,
I was speculating before we started recording here. I also got the swords. Look at the swords, dude.
That's so cool.
It's so good. But yeah, if there's certain singles that you want, I would definitely recommend picking them up now. Again, this is speculation, but I'm pretty sure this is a low print run thing. I think Gavin explained that they set aside a specific budget, and it came out of the design team's pockets or something like that, where it was like a very tight budget for this very tight thing, because they wanted to make this happen, this draft experience happen for the cons, right?
Yeah.
So I don't foresee them like
also it's sold
printing
out.
a ton
Gone.
of boxes. Yeah, oh yeah, it sold
gone.
out like day of.
No way you will ever buy this.
Yeah, so now you have to go on TCG Player, and this is where people are like, this is where I might agree that buying a booster box right now might not be a good idea. I think buying singles right now is a good idea. Buying a full booster box is probably not a good idea. I think they're right around 300. Let's see. Yeah, 315 right now. So yeah, resellers obviously feels bad, but I wouldn't, for this product is not worth $300. The booster box itself is not worth $300. I would wait. That might go down a bit depending on, again, the production of it, the print run of it. I think it's going to be pretty low print run, so I unfortunately don't see this price dipping a ton. It might dip down a little bit, That being said, buy singles now, because
buy singles now.
I do think that the print run is on the low side, meaning booster box prices are probably going to sit around this $300 mark. They might dip to $200. If you see this thing hit $200 at any point, pick it up. Maybe even between $200 and $250.
Okay.
See a box in there, definitely scoop it. I was fortunate to get it for about 80, quote unquote 80. 80 and change.
If you do the math, it's 80, guys. Okay?
Yeah, if you do the math, just let it happen.
Just let it.
But yeah, I wouldn't buy it for 300 right now.
No,
but
not.
Definitely, like I said, I keep saying this, get the singles now, because I do not see them dropping in price. They're only going to become more and more collectible as the years go on. Yeah, that's it. Buy singles now. Don't buy them, and then don't buy the box until you see it potentially dip.
Also,
big if there though.
Another thing to bring up as well is that, like, guys, we got the white border back.
Yeah,
first time ever.
Yeah, and it's with the it's not the traditional original retro frame white border. It's the M15. It's like the modern new border
in white, which is cool.
Looks so good.
It looks great.
It surprisingly looks really good.
Great. Also, I'm a white border. I like white border. I know that's sacrilege, but I like it.
No, I think people go through, I don't know, like when you first start Magic cards in general look cool, including white border cards. I think you just start to like the aesthetic, cool, the art, everything looks and is interesting and new and cool.
Yeah.
Then you like kind of go down and you become a bit of like a snob, and you're like, oh, I only like either black border or new border.
That's so true.
And then you start to like upturn again. And you're like, oh wait, the retro border is kind of cool. And then you're like, oh wait, retro foils are kind of cool. And then you're like, actually, white border retro foil, like retro white border cards are cool. Like you hit this, like you hit a point where you start to realize, like, oh, revised, kind of sick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like 7th edition. Heck yeah, let's do it.
That's kind of true. I'm going through that with like 80s music right now, where I was like, my parents like that, I can't like that. That's lame. Right. And now I'm like, wait a second, this is kind of cool actually. Kind of like this.
Yeah. So I always, I wouldn't say always loved the white border, but yeah, white border is awesome, and this new M15 card frame white border is just, oh, it's so good. It's just so good. And you'll actually see, I'm planning on potentially editing and posting my opening a festival in a box.
Do it.
And it's so funny because every time I hit a Future Sight frame or a white border card, I literally just stop. Like I just go silent. I'm just like, come on. And it's literally just like,
yeah,
it's just like 20 some odd packs of just come on, this is awesome.
It's so cool. I agree.
So, yeah, Mystery Booster 2, super sick.
Very
Super
cool.
sick. Definitely am eager to see what Gavin cooks up for Mystery Booster 3. It's not going to be for a while. It's not going to
we'll
be
get back
for a
to
while.
you in like 10 years.
Yeah. My guess is 1 year.
Oh, a year.
I think
Okay.
Gavin, because this was obviously
It was a hit.
hugely
Everybody loved it.
successful. Everyone loves it. I could see Gavin doing this annually, like once,
Okay.
potentially annually, maybe every other
Every other
year. Because I know that, like he said, he mentioned that the budget was tight and it came out of the design team's pockets or something like that. So they might not be able to budget.
So
an
they have money
annual-
for Duskmourn, some BS nobody cares about, but like,
Well-
this is a stretch.
Well, now to be fair, towards did you say Duskmourn like Bloodborne?
Yeah, that tells you how much. That tells you how much I care about this set. I even got the name wrong.
In defense of Bloodborne,
Bloodborne.
it a lot more went into it beyond the aesthetics, right? Like card design, let's just say you take the art away, you take the title of all the cards away, you just take the horror aesthetic as a whole away from the set. They had to go in and design a standard legal set, which impacts every other format. So I think a little bit of like, I'm not saying that all standard sets are good, because there are bad. Like there are sets that are a swing
we're
and a miss.
currently in one.
But I haven't played enough of the limited environment to really know. I'm not familiar enough with the cards. I know the aesthetics of the set aren't exciting for me.
Okay.
That being said, I have been playing quite a bit more of standard lately on Arena.
Nice.
Honestly, that's what I play now. Like we haven't played Commander in a minute. Like
Yeah, it's been a while.
so I don't know. I'm eager to see what the potential of Duskmourn on standard, and then other formats like Pioneer, Modern. What cards stand out? Yeah, we're just gonna have to see. But
We'll see.
I think every standard legal set has me intrigued to some extent. I just think Duskmourn was a bit of a flavor swing and a miss.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
but yeah, on to the main topic for today's episode. I hosted Leland's Mystery Sealed event.
Just like the mystery booster.
Just
better.
like the Mystery Booster, I held a Mystery Sealed event that I just invited all my Magic friends to. Didn't tell them at all what was going to happen.
No.
And I think this is going to be, in my notes, I have it as labeled as Mystery Sealed event number 1. So
Ooh.
there are going to be more
Okay.
mystery events. I don't know if
Okay.
it's always going to be sealed necessarily, but I'm going to do mystery draft events
I love it.
in the future. So, but number 1 was Magic's new greatest format,
I agree. Already.
which we're going to call Dollar Store Sealed.
Okay.
So basically what I did, and this is, I have to give credit to Loading Ready Run. They have this really funny format called Beegelander,
Beachland.
or Beej, one of the people who works there. He hosts this sealed event where he gives dollar store packs of 100 cards to everyone, and they have to build Canadian Highlander decks, which is 100
gosh, that's so much harder.
100 card deck. So all of their decks end up just being, they basically have to play every card in the pack, more or less,
Yeah.
which is crazy. So they end up with a lot of like 4 or 5 color just garbage pile. And
Absolute garbage.
the
yeah.
games are hilarious in that they're just, a lot of them are just non-games. They're just awful and super grindy and whatever, which is part of the intrigue and why it's fun. So I took inspiration from that, and we did I immediately ordered a dozen 100 card MTG repacks, which you find in your Dollar Tree or any dollar store,
Yeah.
and it's just bulk. It's basically just all the garbage cards that haven't been played since their original limited formats.
Yeah.
They've just draft-chaff that's just been sitting around.
Yeah, it's complete.
It's just complete garbage.
Garbage, yeah.
There were a couple cards that are like interesting. Each pack, I think we noticed, had 1 foil and 1 rare. just so they could put it on the packaging.
Yeah, just
You
to
know?
legally be able to say that that's true.
I think each pack had like a random basic mountain.
Yeah.
There's like
It was like one land.
yeah, it was always a mountain. I think it was like there were a couple.
Mine was a
packs.
mountain.
Yeah, mine was. I think both times it was a mountain. I don't know, just filled with just random stuff, and we had to build 40 card sealed decks. I was like 100 card Beachlander deck. We'll leave that to the experts over at
Yeah.
Loading Ready Run.
Whatever.
40 card is much more manageable. It allows people to kind of refine their decks into just 2 color, making the fixing really easy.
Yep.
Because they're actually, to like the credit of these repacks, I think per pack there are like 2 to 3 dual lands, tap dual lands. So the fixing was there.
It wasn't good, but
it
existed.
But it existed to some extent. And I think everyone was able to create a somewhat playable 40 card deck. And I think everyone more or less enjoyed it. There were a couple decks that had some like actually good synergistic cards and like had an actual theme. And yeah, it was just fun. It was just a good time. So, and cheap.
And cheap.
It was literally like typically
what was it, like $5?
Yeah, it was like $6 per pack essentially.
Yeah. For 100 cards.
For 100 cards for a sealed pool.
That's pretty good.
And typically when you sit down to play sealed, it's like, nowadays, if you do a draft format, it can be about $20. If you do like proper sealed, like a pre-release, it's like between $30-$40.
Yep.
Sometimes $50. So $6.
$6, guys.
$6 for a sealed event. Seems good.
No, I was a big. This was honestly my most fun. This was the most fun sealed event I've done with the gang.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, because the show and you knows that I'm a big Pauper fan. I like you create the best art when you have limitations. Like I like hey, everything's kind of garbage and we got to make this work. But I kind of like that it also had so that was what most of these cards were just bulk bin garbage.
Yep.
1 cent cards. Really bad. But I kind of liked that every once in a while you get like an uncommon that was okay. You know what I mean? So I kind of liked that, like, there was kind of, there was some fun, there was a lot of really fun synergies. And like, so for instance, like one thing was that, like Leland had a deck that had he had an instant called Blade Brand, which gave a creature, which at instant speed, you can give something death touch. So that kind of even though in like a commander game, that's not really that good. It was like, I don't know, it was like probably like 4 mana and it gave something death touch. So it was like not very good, but like in this limited environment, it was amazing. And it was like always in the back of your mind, like, okay, when's he gonna pop it out? Like, So those kind of interactions, made this format really, really fun. Because everything is kind of garbage and you just gotta make things work. And you get to play cards too that you would never in a million years play, but you have to because
exactly.
It's either funny, you're to make your friends laugh, or also, because everything sucks, it's actually kind of okay.
Right. So yeah, I guess tell me a little bit about the deck you ended up creating.
Yeah, so I made a white, black, and blue deck, and my deck was basically all the creatures had flying. Yep. So. And that wasn't on purpose. That was just literally every creature that was in my 100 card pack. Pretty much everyone had flying. Yep. So I had all flyers, and then also I had a lot of cards with cycling. So I put those in there, and so I did actually have. Oh, and then also I had like kind of some black in there for some combat trickery. I think all my sorceries were black for whatever reason because I just got all sorceries that were black. I don't know why. But yeah, it was just kind of fun, like some like notable things that I got to run was like, for instance, the MVP of the deck was a card called Dragon Wings, which is it's garbage. For 2 mana, you can enchant a creature and give it flying. It also has cycling, but then it also says that whenever a creature with a converted mana cost or 6 or more comes into play, you can turn Dragon Wings from the graveyard and put it into play on that and enchant that creature. So basically, this was like the goofball card of the night of like I would play a big creature and then I could give it flying for free. Yeah,
you had that one big like sea serpent thing.
Yeah,
I forget what it was called, but Yeah, that was so cool, and you got to pull that
It was
off.
called River Serpent.
Yeah, actually, I think I took a picture of it because I was so stoked that it happened. I was like, why is Luke like kind of milling himself a little bit here?
Yeah.
He kept cycling stuff, and I was like, what's going on? Why is he filling his bin? Like, there can't be any payoffs. And it turns out
There was, baby. We make it happen.
Yeah. So,
It was really fun though. Yeah, or like also too another notable like fun creature. It was like I had a creature called Venerable Lamasu,
yes.
which is it's
So
so bad for 7 mana. It's a 5/4 with flying, and you're probably like, okay, that's really awful. But in this set, that was like a game-breaking card because it could do 5 damage. Sorry, excuse me, 5 damage, and it had flying.
Yep.
And then we like got like deep into the lore, so like we looked in, like we Wikipedia'd it, and like a Lamasu is like an Assyrian protective deity that like only shows up to battle to like protect the Assyrian people. And we're like, okay, that's metal. It was really
Yeah, you should absolutely look up the art for this card because it's just so cool looking.
It's very cool looking. It's metal. I don't know what that is on its head, but it looks awesome.
It's like a weird goat demon Pegasus.
Yeah,
ethereal being. I don't.
It's so cool. Yeah. Well, and this has never had a reprint. We looked it up. It's never been reprinted.
Only in Cons of Tarkir.
Exactly. One set. Never. It's not very good, but hey, it's metal and it made our night. So
yeah, I'm really tempted to build like a PDH deck with this as a commander. Or something, just for fun.
You should.
I'll
even give you a copy.
No, that's yours because you for your collection. That was the MVP of this silly sealed event.
Yep.
But
a 2-cent card.
I think after we
6
played,
cents.
I was looking at foil printings of this, and I almost bought like a German foil Venerable
That's
Lamasu just for the
very
culture.
fitting.
So, but yeah, and then
I'm here for it.
my deck that I played against Luke. And to preface, so Luke was unable to attend the actual event, unfortunately. So I test ran it with him at his place, just 1v1.
Yeah.
A 2-person sealed event. So my deck for that, when playing with Luke, was like an Orzhov control deck led by Kingpin's Pet.
Devastating.
Which, yeah, it turns
in
out.
This format.
So Kingpin's Pet is a 3-mana 2/2 with flying that also has Extort, which is just, turns out, Extort is just busted.
Well, when you don't have removal, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I the moment I saw Kingpin's Pet, I was like, okay, we're building some sort of Orzhov deck of sorts, and it was mostly just aggro. Like again, like Luke said, I had a ton of flyers, some oppressive black creature threats as well. Another MVP was Territorial Hammer Skull, which is a 2/3 dinosaur that when it attacks, tap target creature and opponent controls.
So good.
Yeah, it was so good. You know, for 3 mana, you get this 2/3 that on attack, you attack with it, boom, you don't have a blocker anymore.
Yep.
So I was able to push through a ton of damage with the Hammer Skull, especially as I was able to like remove some of Luke's stuff with stuff like Isolation Zone, which is just like a 4-mana O-ring. I had stuff like Pitfall Trap, which is just destroy target attacking creature without flying, which worked for some of Luke's stuff, but he had a lot of flyers, so I ended up sideboarding that out. But it is really, effective removal because if only one creature is attacking, I only have to pay 1. So this is basically like 1 mana destroy target creature.
Yeah,
extremely good in this format. And then another big card for me was Fleet Feather Sandals, which sounds weird.
Yep.
It's a 2-mana equipment with equip 2. Equipped creature has flying and haste. And both of those keywords are so good in this format. Yeah. Flying to both obviously push damage over top or block Luke's flyers, and then haste to just give all my big threats immediately in the red zone the turn they come out. So,
reliable haste seems to be pretty good.
Reliable haste was really good. With the addition of flying, it was just kind of cracked. So that was my first deck. Really, really enjoyed it.
What else did you play?
Luke and I had some really good games with that. And then for the event itself, I played Selesnya +1/+1 counters,
Oh gosh.
led by none other than Watchwolf. Luke, are you familiar with Watchwolf?
I'm very familiar with Watchwolf.
For 1 green and 1 white, you get a 3/3 wolf. That is it. And turns out a 3/3 for 2 is just strong
Yep.
in this format. Like,
Yes, it is.
just good rate. And then the other MVP creature-wise was Jodi Offshoot, which
Okay.
is a 1 mana 0/3 defender, which
awesome.
honestly, if you can get this turn 1, nuts, because it also has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life.
That's
So,
so good.
turn 1 Jodi Offshoot literally is just like, hey, 0/3. If you like, chances are my opponent won't be able to push through that 3 toughness for
No.
like at least 2 or 3 turns. So this is like 2 or 3 turns worth of life gain. I don't know. I just kept this like turn 1 Jodi Offshoot, like gaining 1 life while you're hitting land drops doesn't seem like a lot, but in this format where it was just super grindy and like it always came down to like life totals were neck and neck, I noticed. So being able to gain 1 life consistently every single turn ended up mattering a lot.
Yeah.
Granted, casting a Jodi Offshoot turn 4, turn 5, not that good. Not the
It's
best.
a little late at that point.
But turn 1, it definitely won me games, I will say. But then I also had some cantrippy stuff like Stony Strength, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and then untap it.
Yeah.
So this was basically just a kill spell that buffed a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
And then my goofy bomb was Rampaging Hippo, which is
I
just
love it.
a 6-mana 5/6 with trample and cycling 2. It's just
That's so bad, but
it's
it's
so
so good
bad.
in this format, guys. You don't understand.
yeah, because like you cast a Rampaging Hippo, it sticks around. You're able to Stony Strength it, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I don't know, do some other stuff, and like your Hippo starts swinging in with like 6 or 7
Yeah.
with trample. Like that just kills people. So
Also, it's got cycling. If you like draw it at the beginning of the game and like you are desperate and need cards, you can get rid of it.
another card I pulled that was just absolute fire was a foil Swift Reckoning, which it's sorcery for 1 and a white, destroy target tapped creature.
That's very good.
But it also has spell mastery. So if there are 2 or more instants or sorceries in my graveyard, I can cast it as though it had flash.
That's
So
good.
you more often than not, I would make that happen. And so this is just 2 mana instant that destroys an attacking creature. And it was foil. It was like my foil card that I got, and it was actually really good removal. So yeah, I was pretty stoked on my deck.
Which deck did you find more fun? The first deck you played with me, or
Um,
the other one?
I liked both of them. I think my second deck was stronger. I did, truth be told, I did end up winning.
Oh,
I
really?
I 3-0'd the event.
You 3-0'd the event?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So, which is funny because the prize was going to be a collector booster to whoever won.
Oh, okay.
I was going to buy them a collector booster, and then
You
I won, and I told Jacob, I was like, you don't have to, you don't have to buy me one, but he did.
He
you know,
did?
So shout out to Jacob.
my boy.
He was true to his word. We played for the stakes were a collector booster for the final match, and he got me one.
What'd you get?
So some actually really good stuff. So I did a Bloomborough collector booster.
Nice.
I got a foil Beza full art, which is going for some pretty pennies, but actually I put it in my Flickr deck.
That's some cool art too.
Foil one is $17 right now.
Not bad.
And then you actually gifted me one, but now I have a second Maha. It's Feathers Night, and I got this art,
Oh, I love it.
the like storybook owl, lunar owl. So that went into my mono black deck.
That's awesome.
So yeah, ended up pulling some heat out of that collector booster. So yeah, mystery booster or not mystery booster. The mystery sealed event number 1.
Absolute success.
Absolute success.
Yep.
Definitely recommend if you can get your hands on these, dollar store repacks. Give Dollar Store Sealed a try. It's
my new favorite format.
and I don't know if you can see this, but right over on the dresser right there,
Oh, we got some.
we've got 2 left, which
Let's
means
go.
me and you, one of these nights, whenever
One of
we're
these
bored,
nights.
we're gonna do it again just for
Yeah.
fun.
Oh,
So
I love it. Also, tell our listeners, where
Mm.
do you buy these?
that's a great question.
If they want to play themselves, Leland, how do they go about doing this?
It seems like it's kind of sketch, and
It seems kind of sketchy. Okay.
because it is difficult to find them. Hold on, I'm gonna 100 card repack. I was gonna pull up my order.
Okay.
Card Giants,
Card Giants.
which I had never heard of this website
Okay.
before. And
off to a bad start.
The
Cloudflare. Sorry, we're opening it up right now.
and look at this website.
Holy
Look how
cannoli.
sketch this website looks, right?
Also, the packaging very questionable too to our viewers at home.
And I just bought. Oh, here it is. I'm pretty sure this is the one. The surprise bag. Oh no, this is different. But I was able to buy a case. It doesn't.
You bought a case of them. Okay.
Yeah, I bought a case because I got the best bang for my buck.
Gotcha.
Instead of on Card Giants, and again, I'm not gonna suggest buying through them because it does seem a little sketch. But I will say my order came and it came in 3 days. So
Okay.
I'm not
pretty good.
saying that Card Giants is reputable. I just took a risk because it was like $70, like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do this thing. But if you're looking to do this, you can get a case for about $70 for 12 things, for 12 packs, and that'll be more than enough to host a dollar store sealed event of your own. So
Let's go. Also, for the record, I am looking on Amazon right now, and it looks like they have very similar.
now I will
Stuff.
say. Well, what are you? Show me what you're looking at, because
I just looked at 100 card bulk packs.
you can do. I will maybe warn against.
Yeah, I was looking at the second one there. That was like $18.
Yeah,
So, it's expensive, but I mean,
no,
$17 for one of these is expensive. But
that's very expensive because think of it this way: instead of doing this for $18, you can just go do like a real draft.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
true.
can and actually pull like good Magic cards. If you buy this, it's gonna be you're spending $18 on literally $0 worth of cards.
Yes.
Because yes, these were only $6 a pack, but the return on that investment is like each card is like
Insane.
2 cents.
Yeah. You're getting nothing.
So I would you might be able to find something similar on Amazon. I think honestly you might have better luck through Card Kingdom. I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked at Card Kingdoms. They've got these like weird like collection filler things
Okay.
where you can buy buy 200 random commons and uncommons. Yeah, I forget. I don't even know
Yeah,
where
They
are.
hide it on their website.
Um,
They're not proud of it.
Yeah, rookie decks, pure bulk.
Pure bulk.
Um,
Okay, here we go.
pure bulk white borders, 100 count, $6. They're all out of stock right now, but I do know maybe they aren't doing this anymore. But you used to be able to do this on Card Kingdom too. So
Also, I bet as well that like your local card store might have some of this as well.
yeah, and
Get
actually,
a bulk box of 100 cards for $10, and
yeah, they're definitely similar deals. And again, yeah, you can kind of adapt this format. It doesn't have to be the 100 card sealed dollar store pack. You can, yeah, there are other cheap ways of doing something kind of similar to this.
yeah,
But yeah, definitely recommend if you can do it, do it. Again, I'm not gonna Card Giant, buy at your own risk.
honestly, I want Card Giant to become a future
It could be a
sponsor of
future
the
sponsor.
show.
Hey, if they can
Look, we bought your products in the past. Okay,
if they can pull through.
I'm here for it. Also, a suggestion too.
Oh yeah, here's the 12 pack. Oh yeah, here's the case. Yeah, it was $60. I sorry, I've been saying it was 70. It might have been 70 with shipping or 60 plus shipping. It was about $70.
$70.
But yeah,
I love it.
It looks so ridiculous. It did come in this like legit looking sealed box, as though it were like sealed.
Card Giant is a reputable business. Okay?
It's like a sealed case of Wizards official product or something.
Wow, that's suspicious.
But yeah, I will say I bought it and the cards showed up within like 3 days. So
well,
shout out Card Giants, I guess.
Our potential future sponsor? Question mark.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll reach out.
Card Giant.
We'll reach out. We'll see.
We love you. Also, for the next time we play the sealed, here's what I'm wanting to suggest.
Okay.
Next time we play, we do this event. We'll do. So my deck had like 1 or 2 legendary creatures in it.
Okay.
So I suggest in the future we get 2 of these packs. So you have 100 of them,
or 200 of them,
or 200 of them.
Okay.
And you make what's like the commander, like, you know, it was like the Baldur's Gate like pre-release situation. What was it? It was a 60 card deck.
Yeah. So 60 instead of 40, and then have a commander. Ooh, okay.
So we make like commander decks out of this. Because again, I had like 2 legendary creatures, which were both awful, but I had to.
Yeah.
So
and we could even like
60 card commander decks.
I like this idea a lot, and I don't think I got a legendary creature in either of my packs. So maybe instead we just like
pool them or something.
You can so how they did it for Commander Legends, and I guess we could do like a similar adaptation, was if you didn't get a multicolor commander, you could pair 2 single colored commanders together as though they had partner, even if they didn't have partner.
Okay, yeah, we could do that.
So we could do something where like my Kingpin's pet, for example, like this, because it's a gold card, or like this is a card that I think is high value. Like let's just say you can have, you know, any pairing of 2 creatures in your command zone or something like that.
We can also just do pauper rules where it's like, hey, any uncommon creature.
Sure.
You know.
And then we could even like, for color restriction purposes, just not even care about. I mean, I think actually we should, to be true to Commander.
Yeah, we got to be true to
They have to, but maybe we do something, like I said, similar to Commander Legends, where it's like, you know, 1 uncommon creature if it has 2 colors, or if you really need to add that second color, you can do 2 single color uncommon creatures that have partner.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure.
So
yeah, I'm looking at my set, guys, and I had 1 legendary creature, which was Renata Call to the Hunt, which is not good, but hey, you could do something with that. +1/+1 deck.
Oh yeah, I take it back. I think I had the Timuret, because that's from Theros Beyond Death.
Yeah.
Those like gods, the pseudo gods. But I think in the command zone, I just put Watch Wolf.
Perfect.
2 mana 3/3. I mean, it gets killed. Honestly, a 4 mana 3/3 still playable.
Still playable, baby.
The Watch Wolf PDH deck.
Howls again.
Look out for it.
Let's do it.
That's funny, but yeah, a big success for the old mystery sealed event #1, dollar store sealed.
And I highly recommend it for all the play groups out there. It's super fun.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like,
crack some beers, have some fun with the boys.
Yeah, whether you're a casual commander pod or you've got a group that are super into, you know, more competitive formats like Legacy, it doesn't matter. Just have like a casual evening and just play with a bunch of bad, goofy cards. I think this is a format that literally any play group can like enjoy.
Yes.
Like the barrier to entry is so low and it's so goofy that even like seriously enfranchised players can like still enjoy it, because it's like, oh, these are cards I haven't thought about in forever, or these are cards that I don't think I ever even thought about because they aren't competitively viable whatsoever. So yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot for sure. But yeah, any last thoughts on dollar store sealed, Luke?
I feel like I've said all I can. I highly recommend it to everybody. Bring it out with the boys, get some pizza, drink some beers, and have some fun with it. And I hope that this becomes a staple of our play group and friendship.
Heck yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Thank you, Card Giants.
Yeah. Shout out to our unofficial sponsor of this episode, Card Giants.
We love you. And I can fix that Cloudflare error you keep getting whenever we go to the website.
Yeah. It might just be because of my like ad block or something. I don't know.
Maybe. There's a way to fix that though.
Heck yeah.
If you guys need IT help, let me know.
Well, let's do our classic Scryfall random spirit creature of the week with one free mulligan. I'd like to sometimes we like add a theme. I think for this week, let's make it an uncommon creature.
Uncommon creature.
Yep, for both PDH purposes and potentially in this weird sealed format, just like a bad uncommon creature. It doesn't have to be a PDH viable commander, just any uncommon creature. So
All right, deal.
Let's see what we land on here. I hit mine.
All right, you go first. I'm still clicking.
And I'm going to actually use my one free mulligan because it's a card with foretell. So if it's in your command zone, you can't get it. But it is Shepherd of the Cosmos, which is from Kaldheim. 3/3 flying angel warrior for 6. That when it ETBs, you can return target permanent card with current dramatic costs 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it's kind of like a bad Sun Titan. So
It's a bad Sun Titan.
it's a bad, it's a worse Sun Titan. So we're gonna keep moving. I'm gonna use my one free mulligan to push past that one.
All right, I have mine up, guys.
All right, send it.
I got Hydromorph Gull, which
What?
is it's very random, horrible card. It's a for 5 mana, so three non-colored and 2 blue. It's a 3/3 flyer that has the activated ability of for 1 blue pip, sacrifice Hydromorph Gull, counter target spell that targets 1 or more creatures you control. So it's basically like a weird counter spell that costs technically 6. Yep, Hydromorph Gull. Pretty bad.
Wow. It's from was this Torment?
Yes.
The thing that I like about this card is that it's from that era of retro foils. So you could get a retro foil Hydromorph Gull and make a PDH deck with it.
You could. Like, this would be a great commander for our like weird sealed event that we're doing here.
Exactly.
This would actually kind of work. Not that like you'd ever use the counter
Mhm.
spell, but just the fact that you got a consistent 3/3 flyer is
Mhm.
kind of nice.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, let's see what'd you get.
I got Adanto Vanguard, which I think was actually and still might be in the Vintage Cube.
Okay.
Kind of a random pull, but like White Weenies is a
White
deck.
Weenies.
Yeah, mono white aggro is kind of a thing.
Interesting.
It's one of the archetypes, and I'm pretty sure this was in the deck because Adanto Vanguard is a 2-mana 1/1 that has, as long as Adanto Vanguard is attacking, it gets +2/+0. And then for pay for life, Adanto Vanguard gains indestructible until end of turn. So at face value, this doesn't look that great, but 3/1 attacker isn't nothing, especially if you can use it just as pseudo removal. Like, because if you just attack 3, into a board and then pay 4 life, like, yeah, you're paying 4 life, but you keep your creature next turn. That there are a lot of archetypes that, with white in particular, that buff your creature tokens, what have you. I'm thinking like Boros aggro kind of. But this is like kind of a decent card, and I could definitely see this card being really good in the dollar store sealed. Like, if you pulled this is kind of just like heat.
Yeah.
Because you swing in for 3, potentially kill one of their blockers, and then pay 4 to just keep it around. As long as you've got other stuff to like block with and stay on the offensive, like, this feels like could be a strong card in the old dollar store sealed. So
yeah, if you pulled this in a dollar store sealed pack,
yeah, you're playing it.
you're definitely playing white.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
incredible.
Very cool. Yeah, I dig them. So Hydromorph Gull and Adanto Vanguard are our Scryfall random spirit creatures of the week. I dig it.
Oh, heck yeah.
But yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode. Be sure to answer this week's community question in the episode description, which is, would you try dollar store sealed? I think the answer should definitely be yes.
Always BS.
But yeah, just let us know if you'd give it a go. Thanks to our sponsors. We currently have none. If you'd like to sponsor the show, please reach out to us via email at wilddogspodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to the show. Connect with us through Twitter or Instagram at wilddogspod and over on Discord, which you are invited to in the episode description. Finally, thanks to Johnny Bartlett for creating the intro and outro music. Please check out the link to his SoundCloud in the episode description as well. Until next time, Wild Dogs out.
Thanks, everyone.
Magic the Gathering. Gathering magic with my friends. Playing cool cards all the time. Tutoring love for all